Today I am reviewing a new movie that has come out this year in 2021, The Auschwitz Report. This is not just another Holocaust movie. It is deeply informed by the new world in which we have all been living since 2015, when the lingering fallout from the Great Recession became intertwined with the rise of authoritarian movements globally and the European reaction to the Syrian refugee crisis. The movie begins with the familiar line by the philosopher George Santayana: "Those who cannot remember the past are condemned to repeat it." This was once a tired and overused line to me, but with the rise of people like Viktor Orban and Donald Trump, anti-European Union sentiment, Marine Le Pen of France, all claiming to have democratic support in an effort to undermine, if not overthrow, democracy, and all trying to gain support from people by demonizing the other, the statement seems fresh and urgent. At first, my take on the movie was that if you were already familiar with the very best Holocaust movies and documentaries, including the recent BBC documentary series and Schindler's List, you wouldn't learn anything new about the Holocaust from this film. A concern for accuracy in depicting the Holocaust is not exactly new, and a few scenes seem familiar in detailing that accuracy. But I am now quite certain that I was wrong, that this movie is new and powerful. Not because its messages are new, but because it points a megaphone towards those subjects that we are today most deaf about regarding the Holocaust. That is, towards the misconceptions most likely to condemn us to repeat this horrific event that is so recent in our common history. The story that is told in the Auschwitz Report is all too true. Unlike Schindler's List, for example, nothing significant to the structure of the story is fictional. Two Slovakian Jews, modeled after the real-life Rudolf Verba and Alfred Wexler, escaped from Auschwitz in 1944 and carry the news of what is happening in Auschwitz, the horror that they witnessed, and the near impossibility of the success of their escape and flight are contrasted with the world's response to their reporting: paralysis, disbelief, and inaction. The two inmates and the prisoners in Auschwitz all wanted the Allies to bomb the camps come what may, but no plan was put into effect to do anything of the sort. Supreme Court Justice Felix Frankfurter's classic reaction was to tell another famous inmate of the camps who escaped to the West, Jan Karski, "I can't believe what you are saying. I don't dispute your facts, but I just can't believe them." The movie ends, or seems to end, on this solemn note about the impossibility of memory to long endure. Before the two men escape, we see the outlines of the Holocaust, informed, as I said, by the attacks upon memory in our own time. For example, there is the old trope that this genocide could only have been made in Germany by Germans. The film, supported by the latest scholarship and by the European Union itself, goes to great lengths to depict a German officer who is directly in contact with the mistreatment of the prisoners, a kind of middle manager in the camp system. We see him torturing people en masse, killing them indiscriminately, and also doing so deliberately. But we also see that he is emotionally drained by the war, and that he no longer believes in Hitler or the war. We see him showing his victims a picture of his son killed on the Eastern Front, as if he has to justify himself and his death-dealing activities to his own moral compass, even as he performs them. Not that there weren't sadists in the camps who enjoyed what they were doing, but the movie does not let us forget that the guards were human beings like ourselves, and that demonizing them only invites us to distance ourselves from the possibility that we might be practitioners in genocide ourselves. and to forget the Holocaust, and therefore succumb to the possibility of George Santayana's warning coming true. It also reflects our awareness that Germans today, however improbable, are the current guardians of democracy as anchors in the European Union itself, an international force for human rights of immense significance. Everyone in the film is portrayed as a human being, for better or for worse, no matter how sadistic or beneficent their behavior is. That is accurate, and that is new. When the credits roll, the world's present-day flirtation with the fatal amnesia of dividing people into categories of us versus them is highlighted by the voices of people, some famous and some obscure, including European politicians and Trump, urging people to dehumanize others. The message is as clear as it is well demonstrated in this fine Slovakian film. One hopes that these messages become part of our eternal vigilance over the past and how it is remembered, and not part of a present in which forgetfulness is the only kind of memory that is alive and well.